Well, the Medical Center Hospital Board meeting earlier tonight to discuss a controversial item, the reconsideration of a board member appointment that some say bypassed public transparency. News West 9's Cameron Leal was at the meeting tonight. And Cameron, what more can you tell us?
Alex, as elections came to a close, decisions were made, but one hospital board seat, one appointment is now one big legal debate.
It caught my attention. Something didn't feel right. What I would like to see is that the board takes a step back and says, whoa, we may have not handled this perfectly. And you know what? That's what accountability looks like.
But instead of open discussion, the board went into executive session consulting with their hospital attorney to review bylaws and whether the board member whose seat was in question should even be allowed to vote on the matter.
Boards in their bylaws or in the state law or sometimes they mix, they have the authority to appoint to an unexpired term. The reason I think that's important is the term has to exist for that board. And as we saw in the election results, not everybody that's on the board today will be on the board for our June meeting because the election changed things out.
Kapoff says the appointment process lacked public input and felt rushed, especially since no one, including the appointed board member, submitted the required 50 voter signatures to run for the seat.
Nobody, including the person that's in the seat today, applied with all 50 signatures, so nobody even had voter support to get there. So now that becomes our decision, and it felt like it was pretty rushed. We didn't discuss it. We didn't open it up for applications like we have in a prior incident.
Kapoff also pointed to how the board handled a similar situation back in 2017 when more time and public transparency were involved.
This is one of those areas where I feel like personally, we could have done a little better.
After reconvening from executive session, the board was split on whether to consider the board member's appointment. In a tied vote, no further action was taken.
Sometimes you make mistakes, sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, your willingness to say, let's take a look at this, let's find a better way path forward. And that's what I've asked, and at least one other board member has asked for today.
Now, because the board came to a tied vote, they will no longer move forward, keeping the board member appointed. But transparency and public input remain as the new board members prepare for the next chapter. Alex?
All right, Cameron, thank you.